Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm updating my numbers for the drawing on January 28th, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, so for this video, I'm updating and picking from what I call Group 4 and Group 6. Okay, so first thing I want to show you is the game card. Okay, so again, if you've never seen my videos, the game card is where I eliminate numbers and try to get it down to the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so I've already started here, and you can check out how I got to this point by seeing my first video, where I update and pick from the game card individual numbers and the Powerball number itself. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this Group 4. Actually, before I do that, I'll show you the 5 white winning Powerball numbers that just came up. That will help. Okay, it was the 9, 17, 20, 38, and 40. So now I'm going to go to my Group 4, and this is where a lot of people get confused, okay? How my game works. So they look at this and they see a bunch of colored numbers, and then they look at my game card and it kind of looks like the same thing with all a bunch of colored numbers here. Okay, but the game card is where I eliminate numbers, and this Group 4 is where I just keep track of where the numbers have landed. Okay, so again, the numbers were the 9, 17, 20, 38, and 40. Okay, so the 9 and the 17 are in the red, so I write this down as 2 red numbers got hit. And then the 20 was in blue, so there's 1 blue number here. And then the 38 and 40, there's 2 orange numbers, okay? And now there was no winning Powerball numbers in the green area. Okay, so I'm putting down this 3 here because it hit 3 out of the 4 groups, and the majority of the numbers were over here to the left side, so I colored this 3 red, like right up here. Okay, so if the majority was over to the right side, I would color the 3 green. And the reason for that is when I see like a bunch of green here, well, it's only a matter of time before it becomes red. All right. So if I could correctly guess when that's going to happen, I could say, okay, the majority of the numbers will be in the low side and not the high side. Okay, so moving on to the next one here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the whole strategy right here, is try to correctly guess where the 0 is going to be. Now, if I could have correctly guessed that none of these green numbers were going to come up, I could have eliminated all these green numbers off of my game card and gave myself a much better chance at winning the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers, or getting the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so moving on. That is not my pick. But moving on here to option card number 2. I call these option cards because it gives you the option of where the 0 is going to be. Okay, so for this one, there was 2 in the red, the 9, 17, so I got a 2 down here. Then the 20 was in green, the 38 is in blue, and the 40 was in orange. Okay, so all 4 of them were represented, so I got a 4 here. And this 4 should be red because the majority of the numbers are over here to the left side. Okay, so this pink spot here says that I'm considering eliminating these orange numbers off of my game card. Okay, so moving on. Here was the 917 in green, so I got 2 in the green. I got 1 in the orange at 40. Then I got 1 in the blue, the 38, and 1 in the red, the 20. So hit 4 of them, and now the majority of the numbers are over to the right side, so I colored this 4 green. Okay, so moving on to number 4. Again, the 9, 17, 38 were all blue, so I got 3 in the blue. I got a green and a red. So there is no winning Powerball numbers in the orange area. And again, that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to predict where the 0 is going to pop up. Okay, so moving on to number 5. 5 out of 7. Again, it was the 9, 17, 40. So 3 green. And then it was the blue and blue, so I got 2 blue. So this hit 2 of them. And the majority of the numbers are over to the right side, so I colored that 2 green. Okay, so moving on. Option card number 6. Okay, so I got 2 blue, 1 green, 1 orange, or actually 2 orange, so I had no red numbers. And again, that's what I'm looking for. Where's the 0 going to pop up? Okay, so this over here, this triple digit, I keep track of that because that comes up the most. And you can see in the last drawing, there was 3 of them. Okay, so how I use this is I try to use it any way that I can to give myself an advantage. And if I can't pick the ones that aren't going to come up, then maybe I could pick the ones that are going to come up, okay? And it looks like maybe the blue will probably have a hit to it, so I think that the majority of the numbers will be odd, and you can see that there's a bunch of odd numbers here. So I'm thinking that one of these blue numbers will be coming up. Okay, so moving on. I have 2 in the orange, 1 in the green, and 2 blue, so there was no red. Okay, so this blue mark means that this definitely taking this one. And I'm not going to do that. It must be from the last one. Okay, so here, this is the total for all cards. Okay, so in the last drawing, how many of these triple hits did I have? I had 19, and then 16, 10, 13, 15. Okay, so this comes into use when I have 2 of these numbers up here. Okay. Well, it comes in a lot better when I have 2 numbers there. Okay, so this is the overview of all 7 cards in the last drawing. For all the red areas, for all 7 red areas, there was 4 that had a hit and 3 that had a miss. In the blue, all 7 of the option cards had a hit in that blue area. It's 5 and 2 in the orange and 6 and 1 in the green, for a total of 6 zeros together in all 7 option cards. Okay, so I have 7 of these option cards. I have 4 options per option card, so 4 times 7 is 28. So out of all 28 options, there were 6 of them that had a 0 to it. Okay, so if I could just get 1 correct, that would really help things out. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that 1 in this blue area here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly check out the blue areas and see which one it's all a gut feeling. See which one I feel like going with here. Now this one looks pretty good because it has this really long run to it. Okay, it's been 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Now when I look at the other ones, you can see that here's a 0, 0. There's plenty of zeros through here. You know, there's not that much of a long, the runs aren't that long here. So this is something where I think, hey, I think there's going to be at least a 0 in one of the blue areas. And I'm going to go with this one because it has that long trail. I'll get rid of this. So I'm going to go with this one right here. And I'm going to eliminate all these numbers off of my game card. Okay, so that's all I'm going to pick from group 4. I could run through it for you guys at home. Okay, so if you guys want to play at home, you could write out a game card on a piece of paper, and then you could simply just X out one of the numbers that you think will not be coming up. Okay, so I'll just go through this for you guys at home. And if you see something, you know, we're all going to look at this differently. So you may see something and say, well, I'll get rid of this one instead of what Tom got rid of. Okay, so moving on to number 5 out of 7. Okay, so if you need some time, you know, you could just pause the video and X out, like if you said no orange numbers, you could pause the video and X out all these orange numbers. Okay, so over here you can see a pretty good long streak of green. Okay, and that's it. I'll go over the overview one more time. And now I'm off to group number 6. Okay, so here, you know, it's kind of like the same thing, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate all these and start all over again here. Okay, so again, the winning numbers with this were the 9, 17, both in purple. And then the 20 was in yellow. The 38 was in green. And the 40 was in blue. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the red, and I had no winning Powerball numbers in the orange. Came up a total of, it hit 4 out of the 6 color groups, and the majority of the numbers were over to the right side, so I colored the 4 green. Again, if the majority was over to the left side, I colored that 4 red. Okay, so looking through this first one here, what I like to do is I like to go right to the overview and see what colors have been hot for all 7 of these option cards. Okay, so for some reason I didn't do this one, so I got 1 purple. Then I got a yellow. Then the 20 is blue, and the 38 and 40 are red. So again, there was no orange numbers and there was no green numbers. Hit 4 out of the 6 color groups, and the majority of the numbers are to the left side, so I'm going to color that 4 red. It's funny that I missed that, but I got this one in number 7. So that's all I have for option cards. So let's check out the overview. Now here, what's a little bit different is what I like to do is highlight when something flip-flops. Okay, so you see 3-4 here, and then it flip-flop to a 4-3, and I like to highlight that. So when I see something like this yellow over here, you know, it hasn't flip-flopped in a long time, so maybe it's due. And if it comes up 2 to 5, then that means 2 of these option cards will have a hit to it, but 5 of them will have misses. So I'm going to check out this yellow, and I'm going to look for something that really stands out to me and says, pick me, okay? Again, I'm looking to eliminate numbers. Okay, so that one didn't really do too much for me. Okay, same here. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at this single 0 here in the purple, and then here's another single. And what I mean by single is like over here you can see that there's one on top of this one, then another one on top. So these zeros, they double up sometimes, and I'm looking at all these single zeros here in the purple, and it hasn't really doubled up until way down here. So I'm thinking that, hey, this could be due to have a 0 that doubles up here. You know, I know I was looking at yellow, but I'll take whatever I could get. Then over here in the middle, you can see a lot of green. So that means the majority of the numbers have been over here to the right side. So I'm going to go with this purple. So I'm going to get rid of the 35 to the 65, and then this corner of 57, 58, 66, 67 off my game card. Okay, so I got nothing over here. So I'm going to get rid of this corner. Okay, so if I got that correct, and I got all my other picks correct, then the 5 white winning Powerball numbers will be landing in one of these numbers that are still on my game card here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this group 6. See if I see anything else. So, you know, the big advantage from this from group 4 is that, again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, and there's 6 of these color groups. So I know that one of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so this blue one looks really good. You know, it's such a huge streak of red. Okay, so what the red means is that there was 2 out of the 3 hits, so I color it red. If there's 2 misses out of the 3, then I color it blue. And I have a feeling that I'm going to be coloring this blue. I think it's going to be 0, 0, so I'm going to say no blue numbers here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 12. I mean the 2, 3, 12, 5, 6, 7. So I'll get rid of the 2, 3, 6, 7. And now the 38, 47, 57 to the 68. And I'll get rid of the 68. Okay, so that's one more number off of my game card. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to make a new video on group 8 and group 10. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.